My next guest is a global rock superstar who seems to have forgotten to live up to the cliches. To the best of my knowledge, he's never been found snorting coke off the buttocks of groupies or trashed a hotel room. For 25 years, he and his band REM have trodden the other path, making smart, thoughtful and sexy albums, rising to the height of their profession without losing sight of the music or inventing new ways to embarrass themselves. Please welcome a man who sees the world a little differently, Michael Stipe. Yes, please. It's fantastic to have you here. Thank you. I thought we'd kick off with a look at you on stage on your current world tour. This is you with your current single, Electron Blue. And that's it. Thank you for coming. Thank you. The stripe is a great look. What's that about? Is this a quiet cross-promotion for The Incredibles?
No, actually, I had the stripe idea before their movie came out. They kind of stole it from me, I believe. But it was a combination of Daryl Hannah's makeup in Blade Runner and what do you do with a bald head? There's not a whole lot that I can. I can't change my hair.
Could you put mirrorball mirrors on your head? And
I've done horns before using bottle caps from plastic bottles.
Yeah,
and that worked pretty well, just for an evening, but not on stage. That's more of a party thing.
Yeah.
No, but The Incredibles. Yeah, there's a song on the new record about a joke from the 1950s that centers around a cat burglar. Do you guys know what a cat burglar is?
Yeah.
So, and all of our backstage passes have the cat burglar on them in a striped shirt, and he always wears a mask. So it kind of came out of that, and just a desire to, I think when people go to see a show, they don't really want to see the same person that they might see walking down the street. It's a little bit of theater.
Well, you are, I think, a very visual man, and REM's clips have always been outstanding for that reason.
Thank you.
I'm about to show
there was a cheat, actually, Andrew. Yeah, the foot
that wasn't you?
No, that was me. The head was me. The foot that was tapping, that we're all supposed to believe is me, was actually Peter's foot.
You had a stand-in foot.
It was Peter's foot, though. It's okay, the guitar player.
It's gone to your head. Not your foot, but if you have to have someone else's foot.
No, they didn't get my foot, so we cheated in Peter's.
All credibility from rock and roll is just gone.
You know how it is with TV.
Yeah. Well, this is what I want to ask you about. I'm going to show a clip from Imitation of Life, which is... Now, look carefully at this, because I've watched this many, many, many times, and what you're going to see is stuff going forward at the same time as stuff is going backwards, and your head's going to implode. So just take a quick look at this. Simple question.
One of the more miserable barbecues of my life, that one.
How
did we do it?
How?
I chose a director from London who had an idea. The video it's the shortest video ever shot. It's 15 seconds long, and all of the people that you see there are doing everything at one time. Half of them are lip syncing backwards. They have little in-ear monitors, so they're singing along, and they learn the words to the song backwards. and the other half are lip syncing forwards. And they basically did this tableau with about 75 people. It's a 15-second video. And then in post-production, they run it forwards 15 seconds and then backwards 15 seconds and forwards 15 seconds and backwards 15 seconds for the length of the song. The zoom in is something that's used when they go from widescreen theatrical release to DVD or television. They find the part of because the frames are different sizes, they find the part of the frame that has the most action or the most important part of the frame, and they rack in.
Yeah.
So this is an extreme rack in on different characters within the same tableau.
Whatever happened to just Bob Dylan standing there with signs? I mean, that's so much easier.
We actually did that one as well, a little take on Bob years and years ago. It was easier before music video became an industry, and then it kind of went the way of all good things.
Because it's interesting, you said that as a kid you were perceptive to a point that other kids weren't. This is talking about the way you see
I said that to you?
You did say that to me.
I have said it,
yes.
yeah.
In what way?
Emotionally, I think, more than anything. I had an incredibly happy childhood, but whenever something was going on in the world, or certainly within my family, and the adults were all a little bit frantic, I seemed to be the one that broke away from the sand pit, and would walk over and tug on someone's shirt and say, "What's happening?"
So you could sense it even before.
Well, kids are like that. I mean, I don't think there's anything extraordinary about that, but I often wonder about children that are living in households where the parents are trying to hold together perhaps an unhappy relationship, and they think that they're putting on a great show for the kids. But you know, my experience as a child was that if something was going on and it wasn't right, I picked up on it right away.
Your dad was in the Air Force. You travelled around a lot.
Army,
sorry, with your family, and you spent a couple of years when you were fairly young in Germany as a kid. And you've said that you can remember every day of that time. What was so pungent about that experience?
Well, that was a slight exaggeration for a journalist, but it was a period of my life that it wasn't exotic, because we were living amongst people who spoke German as a first language, and also among people who spoke English as a first language. But there was something about being picked up out of what I knew, which was basically the South at that point. We had kind of traveled around the southern states of the United States, and moving to this faraway place across the ocean. I remember being on the plane and throwing up, and my mom telling my dad that I was going to throw up, and then him saying, "Mary Ann, stop saying that, because he's going to do it." And of course I did. I used to vomit a lot actually when we traveled. Now that I think about it, we had a signal where I would say stop in the car, and they learned to stop immediately.
There was a certain tone to it, was there?
Yeah, I would just open the door and vomit, and we'd be on our way.
And isn't it great that for a living now you just travel the world week after
I know, I haven't
week?
thrown up in a long time.
Is that right?
How did we get off on this?
I don't know.
Germany. Germany was a place that I just had, I don't know why there, but I was 7 years old when we moved there, and we were there for a year and a half. And it just resonates to this day.
Because your dad was a chopper pilot in Vietnam at this time.
He was, and Korea, yeah.
And Korea. And your mum would say, look for him on the evening news.
Yeah.
Is that what you did?
Well, I think it was her way of trying to connect three very young children to why our father was not there and what he was doing. And it worked. You know, they would interrupt. In the late 60s, the Flintstones